Oh, yeah, look at that sports. Father Matt Frisbee and a sports roundup today.
Good morning, Father Matt. Lots going on in the world of sports. Where would you like to take us this morning?
Oh, lots of places to go. You know, I think we might start with baseball, which you would think we wouldn't need to start baseball with as cold as it is and it being November, but we indeed do, with the two pitchers from the Cleveland Guardians, Indians, who were suspended in the middle of the season dealing with gambling and prop bets and all this kind of stuff. And, well, they've now been indicted on fraud and some other charges and everything related to that. And they're looking at possibly, indicted. Doesn't mean they've been found guilty or anything, but I mean, they could be looking at 65 years in jail.
Wow. Yeah, because all these charges are like, they could get 20 years for 3 different charges. You know, it's just amazing.
Right. And especially then for Emmanuel Clase, who had a big multi-million-dollar contract for a closer. Here he was making $5 or $5,000 per bet. Guy's making millions of dollars,
right?
And he's trying to make an extra $5,000. Just really foolish, and careers wasted for both of them, especially Clase, who was a dynamite closer. It's just typical Cleveland sports, I suppose. Now, I'll go back. I mentioned this. Remember, a couple of years ago, baseball's big all-star, Shohei Ohtani, got in a little bit of gambling trouble, and his interpreter was the fall guy.
Yeah.
We kind of touched on it a couple of weeks ago. The NBA had their own gambling scandal that came out a couple of weeks ago. We just see this across the board in sports, clearly, with gambling a big problem. And as we've legalized sports gambling across the nation, I'm sure this was going on in sports all along. We can think back to Michael Jordan, played minor league baseball for 2 years. A lot of rumblings that had to do with him getting in some trouble with gambling and whatnot. It's not good, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Pete Rose is saying from wherever he's resting right now that I wasn't so bad, was I, fellas? Put me in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and as you bring that up, that's right. I think Major League Baseball has kind of softened their stance, and I think now that he's passed away, they're open to putting him in the Hall of Fame, which certainly, I mean, his career itself speaks that. But we look at other guys, not gambling, but Barry Bonds, some others not in the Hall of Fame because of their own scandal with steroids.
I mean, you have to say that these major league sports leagues have kind of cozied up to gambling. And there's going to have to be some separation because we're seeing it in basketball. We're also seeing it in baseball, as you pointed out.
Well, you can't watch a sporting event without gambling being thrown in your face about the entire game.
It's ruining
and it's not
sport.
just the commercials. I mean, really, even in the broadcasts with some of them, I can think in baseball specifically where they're giving you, here are some different money lines on whatever. Does Stephen Kwan get a base hit tonight? XYZ.
Drives me nuts.
Oh, yeah. Just let me watch the game.
Of course, there's football. Now, you can always, let's see, football's filled with its own little problems, isn't it?
College football, there's a squeaky clean sport.
That's right. That's right. You can't accuse anyone right now in the Buckeyes of gambling. The way they're playing, just taking it to it very methodically against every team they play. And they've got UCLA this week, Rutgers the following week, and they're really setting up for what should be a really good game at the Big House against Michigan. That's Saturday after Thanksgiving. So we'll see. I mean, Ohio State, do they open things up a little bit against Michigan? And then as they get ready for the college football playoffs, we'll find out. Indiana survived on Saturday at Happy Valley against Penn State. That receiver for Indiana made a spectacular catch, getting his toe down at the very end of that end zone to score with less than a minute to go in that game.
Now let me ask you this, because we're getting that Michigan-Ohio State game is getting set up to be a gigantic thing, particularly on the Michigan side. If they continue to win and they were able to beat the number one team in the country, they would be a pretty good shoo-in for the playoffs. It's going to come down to that game for them if they can stay undefeated till then.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, continue to win. They're not undefeated. They've got 2 losses, obviously.
Right, they've got those 2 losses. We'll see how things kind of shake out with 12 teams. You know, the SEC puts forward how basically every game in the SEC is just between the battle of the Titans.
Yeah, right.
And, but for the Big Ten, they got a lot of good teams there, too. Oregon beat a good Iowa team in a rainy game Saturday, and that was a good game, too.
Yeah.
So much happening in the world of sports. I'm glad you can put it in perspective for us, Father Matt Frisbee. And I'll tell you what, a lot to watch this week and into the weekend as well. So, hey, have a wonderful day.
Everyone stop watching the Browns.
Yeah.
Well, you just ruined that because there are a group of people that bet that Father Matt Frisbee would not mention the Browns this morning, and now all of a sudden the payoff is gone. It's gone, I say.
Thank you, Father Matt.
You're welcome. Take care. God bless.